Hi everybody, this is Vinny and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about things that really just quite frankly annoy us to death. Because you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now, obviously, as you can tell from my glorious background here, obviously, not only is the boss out of the office, we're all out of the office because of this COVID-19 thing, but this is still a show that we do while the boss is out of the office, and I'm assuming some of you might still be watching this at your place of business, especially if you've been deemed essential, so hopefully your boss isn't looking or paying attention while you're doing that. So I still want to take this opportunity to talk about something with you guys today, because today's topic that I want to get into, this is something that's really been getting on my nerves lately and has also been a long-term issue that I've had in my previous life. Rude shoppers. Yeah, I'm going there again. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, last time I was with you guys, I gave my thoughts on the coronavirus. Since that time, we've still been in kind of a COVID-19 lockdown here, and because of it, everybody has lost their minds, as I said last time. And it's gone to ridiculous lengths. Because obviously there's been rude shoppers since the beginning of time. As someone who has previously worked in retail, let me tell you, I have dealt with the rudest people ever to walk the face of the earth. I have met people who literally treat the people who have now been deemed essential like dirt. In fact, it is so horrible. My hope and prayer is that when this whole thing is over, that these essential workers continue to be treated like essential and don't go back to being called unskilled laborers as they used to be called before all this happened. Like I said, I've dealt with people who just are rude and disrespectful and just have no morals or ethics or any human empathy of any kind. And I'm gonna get into a couple of these people right now. For example, people who are shopping during senior citizen hours that aren't senior citizens. How much of a scumbag do you have to be? How desperate for supplies are you that you will cut in front of old people to get your stuff? Like, there are literally businesses that have set up certain hours of the day. Usually it's the first hour that the store is open to allow senior citizens access to the building so they can quietly and peacefully get the stuff that they need. So they're not having to worry about getting trampled over by all the young bloods and the young bucks who are able-bodied and able to move around and don't have canes and walkers and scooters and stuff like that are running in, pillaging all the supermarkets of all their goods. And they allow the senior citizens time to just go in, get the stuff they need, and get out. And they still have to follow the same policies that we all do. They only allow a certain number of stuff at a time, but it's a fair opportunity for them to get their stuff. For someone who is not a senior citizen to go in during that hour and grab that stuff, there's nothing nice I have to say about you. There isn't. I'm sure my boss, if he was listening to this, would want me to say something nice about this, but I really can't. God help me, I can't. I can't wonder how desperate are you for supply, especially when you're buying supplies that are ridiculous, like these people who are hoarding toilet paper. Of all the studies that have been done on the coronavirus, of all the things that are done, even since the last time I spoke with you guys on Complaint Time, since the last episode, not one person has been able to give me a correlation between coronavirus and toilet paper. None. All I know is a lot of you guys must be doing a lot of Taco Bell drive-through shopping if you need that much toilet paper. How much Taco Bell do you eat in a day is what I'd like to know. That you need that much toilet paper. And especially the people that buy a lot of toilet paper or buy a lot of paper towels and then you try to double the price and sell them. What planet do you live on? Are you that desperate for cash? What, did your boss kick you to the curb? Because as far as I don't know anybody that's been fired as a result of COVID-19. I have friends who've been laid off, but when everything opens up, they have a job to go back to. Some people have even gotten a few severance pays from their job to kind of help them get through it. And I know severance sounds bad because usually severance pay is something you get when you get fired, but you know what I mean. You know, certain companies have given a little bit of money to help people get through the tough times. I know there's supposed to be some kind of stimulus check we're all supposed to be getting from the government, so we're getting and I know some people wish it was more money, don't we all? But at least we're getting something. We're getting something. I'd rather get something than nothing. But just, it's ridiculous to me that you need that much toilet paper, that you're taking it away from people who might actually need toilet paper, because we're actually out of toilet paper. It's gotten so bad that in stores, they actually say now, you can only get 2 packs per person, 2 packs per customer, per group. And I even see some people that are like husband and wives are like, hey, you go in this line with 2 toilet paper, I'll go in this line with 2 toilet paper. I mean, you that desperate for toilet paper that you would be that much of a scumbag? I know some people are shocked that I'm saying the word scumbag, but unfortunately scumbag is the only word that I can say at this given time, so I'm going to go with that for now. And speaking of scumbags, let me get to this one. Because as someone who's a former retail employee who used to work in retail for a good chunk of his life, these people are at the top of my list of people I cannot stand in this going thing. There's the people going in during senior citizen hours. They're bad people, but they're not really at the top of my list because I'm not a senior citizen, so it don't really affect me. And the hoarding of toilet paper, yeah, obviously, I don't like the toilet paper people, but I got my toilet paper. I'm good. I'm fine. Plus, I have enough common sense where if I run out of toilet paper, I can just get in the shower, turn that on, and problem solved. I know some of you are thinking, Booch, TMI. Sorry, but I'm just trying to make a point here. Anyway, but the people at the top of my list are the people that are going to stores and buying items that are non-essential. What is wrong with you? Okay, I'd like to make this clear to everyone out there that's watching. I want y'all to pay close attention to what I'm saying right now. Plants are not essential during the coronavirus. Yes, I know the trees give us oxygen. Yes, I know the flowers will make your front yard look beautiful. Well, it's kind of hard for your front yard to look beautiful when no one can look at your front yard because no one's supposed to leave the house. How bored are you that you're out doing gardening? And that's the thing that really bothers me. I always hear people tell me, well, Vinny, the reason people are buying all the garden stuff and doing all the gardening is because they're bored. How are you bored? If you have the internet, and obviously you do if you're watching this video, it's impossible to be bored. We have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime, you have Roku. If you have cable, you have a plethora of options. Things on demand. You have a computer, you can play solitaire, you can play anything. Like, if you have a phone, there are apps and games on your phone that you can play. You can play solitaire, you can play Family Feud, you can play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? There's this Fish Dome thing that I found recently. I know people are playing, why the hell am I playing a game called Fish Dome? Because I found something to do. And I have video games. I have ways to entertain myself. Even if you don't have internet. You don't have board games? If you're a 90s kid like me, you have a stack of board games in your house. Now, the younger generation might not have board games, but I'm sure the adults, you got a board game somewhere. You do. You can take your kid and play him. Teach your kid how to play Monopoly. You know how much time flies when you play Monopoly? A lot. Now, granted, most games of Monopoly tend to end in hostile situations, I would know. But still, you have things to do. Don't waste your time going out buying non-essential items, forcing these people to keep their places open where they get susceptible to the virus. It's gotten to the point now where most registers have plexiglass, like sneeze guards, to protect people. Protects the customer from the employee and the employee from the customer. But anyway, my point is, people are just rude and out of their minds, and it's crazy. I look at these people and I go, how do you function? How do you dress yourself? How do you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a good person? And you do these things. If you're gonna leave your house, you should buy things that are important, like food, like water, like beverages, even things like soda and alcohol can sometimes be important because I'm a sodaaholic. I need my soda. So I would go out and get myself a soda. If I ran out of soda, I would go get soda or get something to eat somewhere. It's ridiculous that we've all just gone completely insane over this. It blows my mind that people can be that rude, and I get it. I'm gonna try to digress here because I know I've been pretty amped up about this. Like I said, I used to work in retail. I've dealt with ridiculous people before, okay? Okay, I've had people, I not only had rude people, I've dealt with stupid people. You understand? I had a guy come up to me once when I worked at Home Depot years ago. I had a guy come up to me with a sprinkler and actually ask me, "What kind of batteries does this take?" And I started laughing because I thought he was joking. He wasn't joking. I swear to God, he wasn't joking. He was serious. He thought that a sprinkler was battery operated. He didn't know the water comes from a hose that you connect it to. And he was an adult. This wasn't some little kid. This is a grown man. Scary. I see this stuff. A guy came up to me with a shovel once and asked me, "How do I use this?" Did you not have a sandbox when you were a kid? I learned how to use a shovel when I was 3. I didn't use it very well, but I at least knew the basics. And the only reason I didn't know it very well is because, you're 3 years old, your arm doesn't quite cooperate with you. But then as you get better arm, hand, eye coordination, you can learn to dig and dig and dig and dig. Plus, watching Snow White and seeing the 7 doors go dig, 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 that helped quite a bit. So I dealt with crazy people. I know what these rude shoppers are like. It's insane. Also, one more thing before I try to digress. I got one more thing I got to bring up. When you're done with all your shopping, and you got that empty shopping cart, put it in the return. There's a shopping cart area to put the return in. Do not leave it in the middle of the parking lot. That is scumbag ultra level. Super samurai level. Scumbag. Do not do that. Where would you think that's a smart idea? "Oh, I don't want to walk all the way over there." Well, then don't park so far away. "Well, there's no open parking spaces." Well, still be a good person. That is ridiculous. Sorry, I'm having flashbacks here. I'm really getting a little lightheaded. So I'm going to try to digress. All right. Woosah. All right. I get it. The coronavirus has gotten a lot of people on edge. I know these are scary times. We don't know what's happening. And when you don't know what's happening, you don't know how to react. You don't know how to freak out. I know some people are worried that the end of the world is coming. I know some people have got the masks and the gloves and they're trying to be safe. And I get that. But we should not allow a pandemic to stop us from being decent people. We're still human beings. You still need to think rationally. You still need to know how to treat your fellow man and woman. We gotta be civilized in these times. We can't allow ourselves to go crazy, even though I just went crazy. But that's only because things make me angry. That's what complaint time's all about. I get angry. If it didn't make me angry, I wouldn't call it complaint time. But we have to be better people during this time. And if you go to a supermarket, if you go to a restaurant that has drive-through, if you order pizza and there's a pizza delivery man still delivering pizza, I think there's some that still do. I don't know. I haven't ordered pizza in a while. I've mostly been cooking it at home. I got DiGiorno stuff from the store. But anyway, it's another story for another day. But be nice to those people, really. And make sure you remember how valuable these people have been during this time. Treat those employees with respect because they deal with crap every day. I know, I've been in the foxhole with them. Okay? They're dealing with corporate policies that are insanely ridiculous. They have managers and head cashiers and assistant managers and everybody breathing down their necks every day. They are on edge every day. So when they get a rude, disrespectful customer, that just piles everything on. Just take the time to be nice to these people. Now, if you're nothing but nice to them and they're rude to you in return, that's another story for another day. But don't be the first one to be douchey. Let them be douchey first before you be douchey back. Because, like I said, the government calls them essential. It shouldn't have taken a COVID-19 to tell them they were essential. They've always been essential. Always. And the fact that there are people out there who look down their noses at them is disgusting. And I hope that this is something that will change that dynamic. But just, wait. Don't go in during the senior citizen hours. Go in the middle of the day. Don't buy so much toilet paper. Grab only as much as you need, that you really need. Ask yourself, how often does my family go number 2? And buy accordingly. Okay? And only buy essential items. Don't go out and buy useless crap. This is not the time to buy useless crap. This is the time to only buy essentials. That's why these people are called essential, because you're supposed to be only buying essential goods. And normally this is the part of the show where I would say the boss is making his way up the stairs, but obviously that's not the case here, because I'm here at my podcast HQ and my boss is either at home or at the office just looking over stuff. But this will conclude complaint time for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and take that moment, hit the subscribe button, ring that bell to be notified. Don't miss another episode of Complaint Time, as well as other additional content. Check back soon for a new episode. Until then, stay social.